Joining us now for more analysis here is Professor of Constitutional Law and Global Health Policy at Georgetown Law, Michele Goodwin. Professor, thank you so much for joining us. What are the pros and cons of a ruling like this?
Well, to put this in context, there's a whole different nomenclature that comes out of this case. If you read the decision, what one will see is not a separation between church and state. The ruling makes numerous references to the Bible and to God. Certainly those who are infertile couples, LGBTQ couples, couples that are older in life and that would like to use assisted reproductive technologies, perhaps even have their embryos cryopreserved, or clinics that are involved in assisted reproductive technology are paying close attention to this case. This is a case whose tentacles, it's hard to understand how far they will reach in the state of Alabama. It's important to know that this is a state case. This is not a federal case, so it's confined to the state of Alabama, but it does mean that all clinics need to be on alert.
Let's say you have a couple in Alabama and they have already used 2 of the embryos they wanted to create, the children that they have. And then what about the embryos that they don't use? Could that potentially down the road be considered something that's criminal?
Well, certainly what wrongful death statutes, they have 2 components. They can have a criminal component and they can also have a civil component. So this opens up the door for litigation, even for individuals who might be satisfied with outcomes, whether they ended up having children or not by going through these procedures. It certainly could mean that individuals have an opportunity to sue. Clinics could potentially have for wrongful death. As a constancy in American law, there's been the concern about hyper litigation, over litigation. When should litigation be policed? But you could see that there's a Pandora's box potentially with this. What we're seeing in the post-Dobbs era, and by this very case, is uncharted territory in constitutional law.
And lastly, Professor, I want to go back to an initial point you made with regard to the ethics portion of this conversation. The judge quoted the Bible early on in the ruling. Given, though, the separation between church and state, is that something that could potentially impact the outcome of the ruling?
Potentially. It's been a few years now where a few years ago, Justice Kagan said that what she was concerned about is a weaponization of the First Amendment in American jurisprudence, that there has been an intensification of religious leanings in American legislation, in the way in which cases are being handled. And I think that that is something for us all to be concerned about. Certainly, those people who drafted the United States Constitution were deeply concerned about the potential for religion to have a thumb on American law.
Just a fascinating conversation that I could go on and on here. But Professor Michele Goodwin, we thank you so much for your time and insight.
Thank you.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.